Did you know that the word grammar comes from grimoire? A grimoire is a book of spells. It is a privileged book, a book that records all of the processes and the information regarding any experiment that a magician does, which means that every notebook that I have, it's some kind of a grimoire. And once you know that, you cannot unknow it. Writing is thinking. When I'm about to write a scene or a short film, I get stuck. It's not very common, but I do get stuck. One of the ways I get unstuck is going through my notes and sometimes not sure of what I'm trying to find. It could be a bit cryptic sometimes, but I see them as small crumbles that you go and leave spread everywhere. So when this happens, you can go to some sort of a source and then get inspiration from there. I have different types of notebooks depending on what I'm doing. I have like these small notebooks for mainly just concepts or ideas that I happen to trip on the moment. It can be a beat, an image, a feeling, or something that you heard that someone said in the street. It can be anything, really. Sometimes it's hard to explain, and first you need to process it. Then you need to metabolize it, and then you synthesize it. But also, here's the thing about being stuck. Stuck is not empty. Stuck is full. It's the feeling that something that there's inside of you, but it hasn't taken any shape yet. The spark, it's already there. It doesn't have a body. Writing is how you build one. Writing, it's like waking up the observer of your thoughts. Normally, thoughts move like rivers, fast, constant. When you write, you give those rivers somewhere to empty out. And if you're persistent enough, they stop the current. But just for a moment. Just long enough to let you look at what you're thinking. And that's the magic trick. That's not inspiration. That's observation. And this is why writing by hand matters to me. Typing is fast enough to keep up with the river. Handwriting isn't. And that's the point. The slowness is a filter. Only the thoughts that survive the trip from your head to your hand are worth keeping. First, you explore. And it's messy. It should be messy. And sometimes it's also unclear where you're going. But that's why it's called an exploration. And exploration should be fun. If exploration starts feeling tidy, it's not exploration, it's just transcription. Napkins, receipts, tickets, anything that you can get your hands on. Those little rectangles, you can just write an idea or a short film in there. Like a napkin doesn't hold any expectations, so you can just throw it away if you don't like the idea. But it's very important to catch those ideas. Big ideas are usually made of a lot of small ideas. And some of the best movies started like a crazy idea or a fun project to explore, and then they became masterpieces because they didn't hold any expectations. They were just having fun. Some ideas are even some fever dreams. You can get like a very cool idea from a nightmare too. Since I learned where the word grammar comes from, I started looking more at my words and how I use them. And more important, I started to detect patterns on the words that I use. When you observe enough, in any case, patterns start emerging. And this is where it looks back to filmmaking. Your patterns are your voice. Go back 6 months on your log and read it cold, and it's the closest thing to meeting yourself. To summarize, I would suggest you to start writing. Regardless of if you're a filmmaker or not, it helps you with your thinking, and it surely helps you to... I surely recommend you to start writing because it helps you to think clearer, because it allows you to think in a more... So give it a try. Just write anything that you have on mind, and I will assure you that it will make you feel better.